Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for tuning in today here for another beautiful day here at the Aquarium Project. I just wanted to start off by quickly kind of floating an idea that I had. I don't know, maybe 3 days ago or something like that. I have been kind of toying with the idea of maybe increasing the scope of me to include more than just talking about fish tanks. I am quite interested in speaking more about like things like mindset and happiness and goals and like all this kind of thing. So I haven't made any decisions yet on how it will work or anything, but I think that's something that's going to come in the future. So if you are at all interested, let me know, because feedback is important. But aside from that, thank you all very much for tuning in, and yeah, please like and subscribe and all that other stuff that really helps us out. But aside from that, let's get into the kind of main topic of today's video, and that is, as you can probably guess from the title, how does pricing and everything like that work for a fish store? So in this video, I want to be kind of quite clear that when I'm talking about this subject, I obviously can't speak for other fish stores and that. I can kind of only speak for myself about like what I look for, what I do, and all that. So I thought it's probably a good idea that I maybe put that caveat out there about what sort of I don't know what the word is, but what sort of criteria I'm talking about. So for most things, so like take our dry goods for example, like rocks, driftwood, equipment, food, water conditioners, substrates, all this kind of thing. For the most part, it's pretty much exactly the same as any other industry. Like if you're selling clothes, or you're selling, I don't know, shoes. Oh, it's still clothes. I don't know. You know, I'm thinking of other stuff here. Like obviously, I buy it for less than I sell it for. So yeah, that is kind of that stuff, I guess. There's not really there's not really too much I can really say. It's kind of just the same as any other trading business. We just like buy it for less, sell it for more, and the plan is, or the theory is, I guess, there's added value in between, and so that value comes in many different ways. I like to think that, for me personally, the value that we are adding is in the excess sort of good advice and like setting people up for success. And then there's also the other stuff of like coming into the shop. I like to think is a bit more of a experience than like just clicking buy online. There's some stuff I try to do to make the experience of coming in to the shop the most important part. Like I'm not able to compete on price as much with a lot of other companies that are around in New Zealand. For the most part, I'm still small, still mostly do it by myself. Got a couple of employees and stuff who help, but for the most part, it's just like a one-man band kind of. I do it all, and that means like I'm not able to buy stuff for as cheap as like I know some other people can buy stuff for. I don't have the, I guess, rep. Oh, actually, in both ways. Like I don't have sales reps for most importers. The only one I have is a rep with the people who do like Aqua One, JBL. I think they do something else, but like those people I have a good rep with, that I have a good relationship with. But all the others I've met maybe once or twice in my entire time being open, so I don't get the opportunity to kind of have that relationship to work out better pricing. And then also the volumes that we deal with mean that I don't get as good a deal on other stuff in terms of dollars, and that's fine. I'm not trying to complain about it. I'm just trying to, I guess it's all part of the video. So then what I do is like I'm well aware I can't compete on price. So what that means is I'm trying to compete elsewhere, meaning I'm trying to give a better experience for coming here than you would get in other places. I'm trying to add more value in terms of intangibles and like getting better quality selection of goods, getting better advice, getting better quality of fish, which we're going to talk about the livestock in a second. It's a little bit different, but all that kind of thing. And then also kind of the wraparound service of like having our servicing department, having the YouTube, all the socials and that. The idea is that even because I can't compete on price, still making it sort of competing on value, I guess, and like adding as much as I possibly can, even if the dollars wise it's a little bit more, there's more wraparound. So yeah, that's kind of, I guess, how I work on the pricing with the other stuff. In terms of the livestock, not so much plants, kind of plants, but not so much plants. Again, we'll put plants to one side. Mostly talking about fish here. So with fish, I have no interest even in competing on price. I don't want to be the cheapest around. If I am the cheapest around, that's sort of a happy coincidence. But yeah, I have no idea, no sort of desires to be the cheapest. I want to be the best. So what that means is, like, for the African cichlids, for example, obviously a lot of you guys keep in Africans, so that's kind of my bread and butter. I know for a fact, obviously, that I'm paying more at the wholesale level to buy off my breeders than I could pay retail, buying from other retailers. So that statement on its surface doesn't make any sense. It's like, what? Why is he paying more at wholesale than I could pay at retail? And there's a very specific reason for that, is the quality. So like, I can buy a yellow lab, for example, a real cheap one for a few bucks at like this size, and it won't actually be, it's not a yellow lab, it's kind of a yellow lab. The colors are all wrong, it gets some weird barring, there's all sorts of deformities, all this kind of thing. Or I can buy a really nice yellow lab, but from one of my breeders, but there's very limited supply, very, very limited supply. Even now, I struggle to keep Africans in stock, so we've got limited supply, and you know, there's maybe 1-2 people I can buy them from. So that means that obviously it's going to cost me a lot more, and I still have to obviously put food on the table, so I got to charge more again. So like, people come in and they're like, oh, you're, I don't know, what's an example? A OB peacock. No, that's a terrible example. I don't know. What's an example? What's a good example? I'm just looking across there. A Eureka Red. The Eureka Red's a good example. So what I pay for a Eureka Red is significantly more than at wholesale from my breeders than what other retailers retail them for. And so like, people come in and they're like, oh, why is your Eureka Red? I don't even know what a Eureka is at the moment. I don't actually think I have any in stock, but say Eureka's like $95 to $110, somewhere in that range. Obviously depends on size and everything, but somewhere in that range, where someone else might be selling a Eureka at retail for $40. And so it's like, why is it so much more expensive? So yeah, to be able to do that kind of quality focused thing, I really don't want to cut corners when it comes to fish. So that's why, like, I could feed the fish, like, for example, like Aqua One flakes or something that's like dirt cheap, but it's not as sort of good for them, and they're obviously not going to be as healthy when people buy them. Sourcing more better quality stuff to begin with, often that's going to be a bit more expensive. So for me, maybe I know I do have a little bit of a reputation of being really expensive, but it's not from a point of trying to just maximize my margins. Obviously, I'm still trying to do normal business stuff, but I do pay a lot more for like yellow labs than other people do, for example. And it's good. I want to be able to ensure like the premium, top quality yellow lab or whatever. But obviously that does come with an extra cost for me. So yeah, it is something I'm aware of, and I wanted to kind of make this video just to explain a little bit for people, so it's a bit more maybe clear or a bit easier to understand. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at the moment, is trying to make the best quality stuff available as possible. And I mean, it does go the other way. So for example, we get a lot of surrendered stuff in, African cichlids particularly get a lot of surrendered stuff in, so we just get a bunch of random Mbuna, just that get sold as, for example, elongatus, but they're not. They're just assorted hybrid. So for those, I could sell them for $30 each, for example, but I don't want to, because I want all the fish that I sell to be the top quality ones. So those ones I just give away for free. Obviously, if you see my Facebook post, there was an incident, so they're not free anymore. But like, they're dirt cheap, like a few bucks kind of thing. And like, oftentimes we get like angelfish that are deformed and that, and we do cull a lot of them. Like if I'm ordering in from an importer, I'll go through them when I first get them. Might miss some, and then I go through them every now and then, and any deformities or that gets culled. And then with the Africans, I only buy from sources where I know they're legit. It's hard. I know I do leave money on the table. Like as I said, I could sell the random stuff for money, but that's not what I want to do. I want to just be the premium guy, selling the premium stuff. So I hope that gives a little bit of an insight. The other thing I wanted to say is if you're ever in the shop or you buy fish from me, for example, and I've missed something, because like I do my utmost best. I have all these processes in place, but I'm a human. I do miss stuff sometimes. But if you either buy something or you're in the shop and you see something like some kind of, oh, that's got a wonky spine, that's fins are all messed up, that's a hybrid fish or whatever, let me know. So if you buy something that turns out to be deformed, I'll 100% either refund or replace it. Depends what you want, but both of those 100%. And then if you see it in the shop before you buy it, I'll obviously deal with it. But that's kind of just, I don't want to be selling bad fish. And I think chasing the cheapest fish available, if I'm going around trying to sell the fish as cheap as possible, the quality is obviously going to take a hit, and that's not what I want to do. So yeah, I hope that kind of makes sense for you guys. Maybe answers some questions and all that. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of all I had. I know this video is probably going to be a bit more like, I think you guys will have more questions, so there might be a part 2. I might just answer them in the comments, depends how many questions and stuff. So if you do want to know anything more about this whole process, let me know. Drop them down in questions down in the comments, or email me or Facebook message me or whatever. I'm more than happy to answer them. I want to be 100% transparent with everything. Pretty much there's no question that I won't answer. So yeah, just let me know, but otherwise please make sure to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one, and I love you all. See ya.